I got my B-52 battle gear on for a reason. I just got my orders from General Clark and General Moga. You guys probably never seen official orders before. I get them all the time. I'm pretty important. I get them all the time, mostly from Carol. These are our official orders right here. Those are our official orders. Here's what they look like. The Air Force hockey team is set to invade the military academy at West Point on March 11th, on Friday, March 11th. This is a very dangerous mission. It's way more dangerous than that tiger hunting safari I was on last week. This one's do or die. I guess I need to be clear on one thing. Like, we are not invading West Point. We're not going in there to occupy. They can have that mountain. It's way too dang cold and dark up there. Yeah, they can have that mountain. We're going in there to take on the Black Knights hockey team. They are blocking our access to the Atlantic Final Four in Utica. And the only way for us to get to Utica is through West Point. It doesn't get any better than this, gang. Air Force, Army, do or die, fight to the death. The chair forcers against the ground pounders. It don't get any better. If you're a college hockey fan, if you're a service academy college hockey fan, it don't get any better than this. Somebody's going to end somebody's season. Two really good hockey teams fighting it out for the right to go to the Final Four in Utica.
Love it. So how sweet would that be?
How sweet would what be?
Beating Army and ending their season and moving on.
You know how sweet that would be? It would be about as sweet as that. Because that's what we got the last time we went there. We had a series for the ages. We got them pretty good on Friday night, which was getting that first game in a series is huge. The second game, they came back the way they come back. This team is well coached. They got good players. They're substance-filled guys. They are not going to beat themselves. They came back on that Saturday and beat us 1-0. And we came back for Game 3. And at the end of regulation, it's still 0-0. At that point, we hadn't scored a goal for almost, 2 days? 2 days, Toll? It was a long time. And just waiting for something to happen. And you could tell after a while the discipline that they had, the discipline that we had. I remember my brother Tom watching the game, and he said the first 3 shifts he goes, nobody's going to score in this game. Nobody's going to score. And that's how it went. And eventually, you knew it was going to be decided by a quirk of fate, by a stroke of luck. And somewhere into overtime in a 0-0 game, Tyler Ledford got the puck at the point and turned and just launched one. And he launched it 15 feet wide, and it hit one of the Army defenders right in the chest and bounced between the goalie's legs and the net. And we were off to the Final Four in Rochester at that point. And I can tell you, we went to Rochester. We beat Canisius 3-0, but it was a 3-0 butt kicking. And then we beat Robert Morris 5-1 in the championship. And that series hardened us. And I'm not so sure. Hey, could we have won the Final Four? Of course, could have won the Final Four. But to win it as convincingly as we did, that series at West Point hardened us. And then we doubled down. We took that game into the national tournament and knocked off the number 1 seed in the country, St. Cloud State, only to lose to the national champion in the region final, Minnesota Duluth, by 1 goal. So this is going to be a great series. They are older than us. They're a little deeper than us. They're more experienced than us. But we have come a long ways. And we haven't taken a backward step to anybody. I am looking so forward to taking our young group in there and seeing what we can do. We've played West Point a lot of times in the playoffs in the past. And we were the favorites in a couple of them. We were a slight underdog in that last series there, only because we were playing on their ice. This is the first time we'll go in and be somewhat a full-fledged underdog in the series. But when these two teams play, you can throw all that out the window. I mean, these guys are going to be playing. There's just an awful lot on the line. And again, it'll be our young enthusiasm, our against their experience. Hey, they've got all conference guys. They've got Belak, who's an All-American. They've got a very, very good team. But it's going to be a great series. Again, you got Air Force and Army in a do-or-die series for college hockey fans, and especially Service Academy college hockey fans. It simply doesn't get better than this.
Well, you got what you wanted in the bye. So how does this week? Do you give the guys some time off, or?
Yeah, yes. The answer to that is yes. Less is more at this time of the season. Rest is a weapon, and we're taking today off. We're taking Wednesday off. We're going to go tomorrow, and then we'll decide what we're going to do through the weekend. There will at least be one day off, again, going through the weekend, and even possibly two. We'll see how that goes. To be honest with you, we don't make those decisions on our own. We know what we'd like to do, but we bounce that off our leadership group, off our captains, and hey, last weekend we hardly practiced. And trust me, I think it did pay off. We lost a gut-wrenching, heartbreaking game on Friday night, having a third period lead, only to lose that, and then to lose in overtime. It was heartbreaking. It was gut wrenching. This time of year, you just you don't want that to happen anytime, but it happened. We needed to bounce back, and we did bounce back on Saturday. And I don't think we bounced back. Our young group, with our youthful enthusiasm, regardless of what, we don't bounce back. If you're not fresh mentally, and if you're not fresh physically, if you don't have fresh legs, it ain't happening. We came back on Saturday and played a really good RIT team to a 0-0 tie, and then found a way to win that game in overtime. Obviously, Alex Schilling played a massive role in the entire weekend. We wasted a Vezina Trophy performance on Friday, and we got another one on Saturday. And in that combination, everybody talks about Horny's goals. He got the big overtime goal against Army, and he got the big overtime goal against RIT the other day. But what people tend to forget is the big league pass that he received on both those goals from Brandon Cook. Big league, big time, and that's why Brandon Cook is an all-conference type player.
Do you have your Tiger mounted on your wall in your office?
You know what? I think they got a Frank bobblehead mounted on their office for Friday night, and I got a Tiger head mounted. So there was a little bit of dual mounting going on last weekend. Anyway, that one's in the rearview mirror. This one, there ain't going to be no consolation prizes. There's not going to be any ties. There's not going to be any gimmicks. There's not going to be any 3-on-3s. There's not going to be any shootouts. These are going to be zero-sum games. Somebody is going to win and somebody is going to lose. Somebody is going to be going to Utica and somebody's going to be going to the driving range. One of the two.
So before these weekly press conferences, are you now going to wardrobe before you come in here? Because you have a lot of outfits.
I told you, this is my B-52 battle gear. We are on a mission, a military assignment. We are going into West Point, and we see no other course of action. They are standing between us and Utica, New York. And I told you a little story about these series. I talked to Brian Riley the other day, and it kind of sucks to play them. We would rather play them in the Final Four in a game, and one of us get to the championship game, that type of thing. But in retrospect, by us playing each other, we know that we're going to have a Service Academy team is going to be in the Final Four in Utica. And that Service Academy team, whichever one it is going to be battle-hardened and ready to go there and not just play, but go there to win.
Coach, Alex Schilling has been, like you said, incredible the past couple of weeks. What have you seen from him, from his sophomore year to his senior year, that has just made him such a great goalie for you guys?
I think he's always been good. His freshman year, he was a 98-pound weakling. That was the only thing that kept him out of the lineup then. We got him in the weight room. We got him some man strength because he's a great goalie. Like, some guys are great athletes. Some guys are great goalies. If you got a great athlete that's a great goalie, they're probably playing in the NHL. And Alex became a good to very good athlete by gaining that strength in the weight room. But mentally, like, he's all goalie. He just, like, some guys just can process and handle that pressure cooker. And like, he's got a great balance as a person. He's got a great balance as an athlete. He's got a short memory, which helps, and it really helped this past weekend with the disaster that happened on Friday. And then we go to Saturday, and what does he do? He pitches a shutout for us. Like, you got to be able to flip that switch. You can't be worrying about what happened on Friday when you're playing on Saturday, or Friday's going to adversely affect the result on Saturday. And no, he's got he's been a joy to work with. He's a student of the game. I love talking goaltending with him. What's changed? One thing that's changed is since his sophomore year, like, I think our teams have gotten progressively better. Like, in the teams that he's had in front of him, this collectively, as a team, this is the best team. We finally put a real good, consistent team in front of him. We were chasing it last year with being as young as we were and the COVID and nobody wanting to come here and play. His sophomore year, we were, to be honest with you, the sophomore year, we were primed and ready. I shouldn't say anything against that team. That team had won 5 of 6 games, and we had swept Mercyhurst in the first round of the playoffs. We were sitting in Rochester waiting to play the quarterfinal series, and the NCAA canceled the series. But that team had won 5 of 6 games, and we were playing RIT, and we had beaten them there on their ice 2 weeks previous. So we were feeling good about our prospects. So, what's changed? I guess from his sophomore year, well, he's getting a chance to play in the playoffs right now. And he's getting a chance to play the playoffs in front of a good team. And what's a shame, his sophomore year, we were a good team. We had become a good team at that time. And that's typical of Air Force teams. We're only as we're the sum of our parts, and we win not because we have a locker room full of great individual players. We win because we become great collectively, and it takes a whole season to become great collectively, our group of 5 play and those types of things. And we were there sophomore year and didn't get a chance to take our swings at RIT. That was a dang shame. Last year, it just wasn't in the cards. We weren't good enough, and the season was weird, and we just had to flush that season. This season we've got progressively better, and we are playing our best hockey right now. We've got 13 wins. We finished in the top 6. We got a bye. And the other thing that's good about this year, like, we didn't back our way. We didn't back our way into that bye, into that 6th place bye. We won our way into that 6th place bye. And so we're going into this series at West Point, cautiously optimistic. We know we're going in against a the toughest, maybe the toughest Army team that we've ever faced. And but we're going in optimistic, maybe cautiously optimistic, but we're going in optimistic. And we're looking forward to the games.
Finishing in the top 6 and getting the bye, did that kind of exceed your expectations the way this regular season would end?
And that's a great question. And to be honest with you, like, I wouldn't have bet a plug nickel before the season started that we would be able to do that. Not with one senior, not with only one senior and so many unproven players. We were picked to finish 9th by the other coaches in the league. And to say that we were going to, like, hey, was it possible? Was that something? Yeah, we set that goal. And, we knew it was possible. Was it, at that point in time, it probably wasn't probable. But as we started to get along and started to find ways to get points and be in every game and the way we compete, and and a lot of those important points we got on the road. We went into Mercyhurst and swept them. We went into Bentley and got 4 points. We went into Canisius and got 4 points. I mean, so That's another thing that bodes well. We're not afraid to go on the road. I mean, some teams are just homers. They're homers. They're good at home. They ain't good on the road. And two things that you have to that you have. If I always say, if you aspire to be a champion, there's two things that you have to have. Two attributes you have to have. You have to have the ability to come from behind, and you have to have the ability to win on the road. And we're most likely going to have to do both at some point in time to get through the Black Knights of Army and advance to Utica, New York.